But I was curious.
Except the dirty feet on the hippie.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know why that bothered me still. I'm just like,
I know.
I look at it, I'm like...
You should probably say what it's about, actually. It's not just about naked hippies.
Here we are again, yes.
Yep, another episode of Wet Ink. I guess we could call them issues.
Yeah,
That'd be
why not?
Appropriate.
Yeah.
Another issue of Wet Ink, number 3. So this time we're talking about Violent Love. I'll explain them as we get to them.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about Violent Love, which has 2 issues out now. Mayday, which has, as of now, has 2 issues out, but you only got to read the first one. And Triggerman, which has 2 issues out now, and I think one's coming out later this month.
I think one, at least from what we've been reading off of, I think there's 3 of the Triggerman.
Okay.
I just don't know when the next one comes out.
Okay, cool. So let's excuse me. Let's get started with Violent Love. So Violent Love is from writer Frank J. Barbiere, and the art is by Victor Santos. And it's kind of it looks like it's going to be like a Bonnie and Clyde story. It's about this young girl who was, her dad was involved in the mafia or in crime, and they kind of got away from it. And then she goes to college, and this traumatic event kind of plunges her back into the world of like bank robbery and stuff like that. And then she meets up with some other dude and they go rob banks together.
Yeah, like from when I first saw it, I was going by our, judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And so when I looked at the cover, I was thinking like that Batman animated series, like the broad shoulders, but I was really liking the cover.
And like simple shapes and stuff.
Yeah, which works for me. But just the art in this one, it really wasn't what I was looking for, like ideal. Story-wise, I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. I'm like, I kind of dig it with the old man telling like, hey, I got a story for this random girl who I don't know
the story is kind of like, it's like an old man telling the story to this young girl, and then so like that's kind of like the framing device.
Yeah.
Just to clarify. Yeah.
So like I just didn't know. Like I dig that. I mean, I dig the part of storytelling. Like that doing that angle. But I don't know. It just seems kind of like we've been here before. Like it's nothing really new. Nothing like with the other comics that we reviewed. I was like, taken by surprise. This one, I'm just kind of, because they also said
the story feels formulaic.
Yeah, and then didn't they say it's like inspired by true events or something like that?
Yeah. So I don't know if it is like inspired by Bonnie and Clyde or the Stark Weather or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, like you were saying, like the cover looked good, but then that same style of artwork was used like throughout the comic.
Yeah.
And I think it just didn't. It didn't work to me. It felt like that kind of like cheap Sunday morning, Sunday paper comic.
It just didn't feel complete.
Like
even with like naming off like Descender. I love the watercolors. None of the lines look all crisp and clean. But on this one, I was just like
Descender feels like a stylistic choice.
That's true.
That's true. It sounds mean, but it felt kind of lazy.
Maybe. It can be rough. I mean, there's a lot of stuff trying to do to keep out a comic. I mean,
I'm sure it is.
But I mean. Yeah, so like I was saying, like the story, I was like, okay. I was enough invested to read the second one. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, you got this big bad guy or whatever who supposedly like just likes to nail people's hands to the chair and punish them for some reason, just whatever. And I do like the idea between like the father was trying to do right by his daughter. Yeah. And then like the daughter called him out on it, being like, don't use me as an excuse type of deal. Like I was like, okay, I dig this. I like this part.
Yeah. Because the dad was secretly re-involved in crime. Yeah. And when his daughter caught him, he tried to be like, well, I was doing this for you to help you go to college. Right. And she's like, no, don't put this on me.
Yeah.
So
and she still went to college too, right? Like she went.
She did, yeah.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. Did she graduate? Like why did she go back? Oh, man.
I don't think we got. I don't know if we got to that part. Yeah. I mean, there could be like a big twist, to make it more interesting. But right now, it feels very formulaic and cliche.
I agree.
And I agree. I'm not interested enough to spend $3 a month on it, or whatever.
I think, just to end on it, I really just think like I put it. not high expectation, but I was just like, oh man, that reminds me of the Batman, and oh man, if it's going to be drawn like the Batman, that's a win-win.
Yep.
And it just wasn't the case for me.
Yeah. So Violent Love, not really recommended. Cold got me. Cold's got me coughing. Okay, so let's move on to Mayday.
All right. You go ahead and introduce, because you got all the stuff for the writing art and all that stuff, and then I'll talk about what I think about it. So.
All right. So story by Alex Campi, art by Blond.
I'll go with that.
It just
that
goes
works.
by Blond. I couldn't find a first name or any other name anywhere.
Okay.
And so art by Blond and Tony Parker, and the cover for issue number 1, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I feel was by Tony Parker. It's got 2 issues right now. First issue came out last November. Second issue came out a couple days ago.
All right. So with this one, I mean, I like the full frontal nudity, whatever. That is what it is. I'll just jump into that. But I was curious to know.
the dirty feet on the hippie?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I don't know why that bothered me still. I'm just like,
I know.
I look at it, I'm like...
You should probably say what it's about, actually. It's not just about naked hippies.
Oh, no, you go. I don't want to. You go ahead.
Okay, so Mayday takes place in the 1970s. It's kind of like a Cold War comic. This Russian general has defected, or I guess he's a Soviet general. He's defected, and he's got all these secrets. There's 2 CIA agents trying to get him to like a safe house so they can find out what he knows.
Right.
But before they can do that, he's kidnapped by 2 KGB agents who are trying to get him back to the Soviet Union.
The teenage kids or something like that, right? Like they were like brother and sister. Yeah. Okay. All right. So the thing that still confuses me was like, okay, that vodka. There was stuff in that vodka or something, right?
Yeah.
From the other. Is he a secret agent guy too?
No. So there's the FBI. Yeah. The San Francisco office of the FBI. San Francisco? San Diego?
Ooh. We'll go
California.
with that. Yeah.
California office of the FBI.
Yeah. Okay.
They had him first, and then the CIA came down because they're like, California guys can't handle this. They're going to screw it up.
That's right.
They kind of did.
That's right. Yeah.
So the FBI guy gave him like this vodka spiked with some sleeping drug or something.
Right. Yeah.
So, but
which
yeah. So what are you thinking about it?
This is another one really like on the fence. Like I don't know if I want to be like, all right, I want to shell out $3 per issue or whatever, however much it is. But I want to kind of know what more the author has to tell. Like I want to know more about the story though. Like
well, this is another one that's supposed to be short. I think it's 5 issues.
Okay.
So he's saying he's going to do a bunch of short series that all kind of like take place during the Cold War.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay. Yeah, but there are some like still illustration wise. I'm not really a huge fan of it, but. But that's not always like, oh, I need to go read this comic because of the illustration or something like that. I'm more invested into the story. But like some of the panels, some of the reading on it, I was just like, okay. I do like the hippie scene, like the whole like color, whatever the hell was going on. Oh my gosh, that was I think on point.
That's what I was gonna say. The artwork is usually nothing to write home about. It's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah.
But it's not anything special, except for every once in a while there's just like an amazing panel.
Yeah.
Like the drug trip scene, or the scene where the 2 Russian agents are in the car and the chick puts the Led Zeppelin 8-track into there.
That's right.
Like it kicks off.
Yeah.
That's a cool panel. That is cool.
I like when you mentioned that to me, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that was a little head now. I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But like I said, I wanna know more.
Yep.
But I'm like, hey, this is the next one you want to go read. I don't know yet. I don't know. I wanna read a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the characters too. I mean, like none of them really have much characterization yet, except for that Stomparelli, the FBI guy the guy who spiked the vodka, and who's always like, this is gonna be my big break.
Yeah.
He's like, he seems like an interesting character. I think he's gonna be one of those guys that like screws things up.
Yeah, he's
a hothead.
Yeah, I agree completely. I want to see the other characters. I want to know the backstories. I want to know the depth that they have.
Yeah, I like the CIA agents too. I want to find out more about them.
Yeah.
You notice in the back of the book they kept giving different names.
Good gosh, no, I didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of like single frames of them introducing themselves, and it's all different names.
Cool.
So those characters don't have names yet. They just keep calling themselves different things.
I got you. Okay. That's interesting. All right.
Yeah. So I'd say, for me, I'd say I'd recommend it. I'd say try a couple issues.
And for me, I'm still like, I think I need to read a couple more. Or I want to see where it's going to take me, but I'm not sure just yet. But cool. Yeah. Cool, man. At least we don't agree on everything. Like,
yeah. All right. Last one, Triggerman. I think we both agree on this one, though. Yeah. So you wanna introduce it?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a stab at it. All right, so story by, what was that, Walter Hill? Walter Hill.
Yeah. Who, actually interesting, he's a TV and movie writer, or director. He directed The Warriors.
What?
Yeah.
What? Oh, see? That's dope. Okay, no, I didn't know that at all. Okay. So, what is this, art? Is there no last name for
Matz?
this?
Yeah, So it is, the story's by Walter Hill.
Yeah.
It's adapted to comic form by Matz.
I don't even know what that...
Me neither. And then the art is by Jet.
Okay,
More single name people.
They just want... Yeah, all right then. And on this one, we've only read the first and second one, but there's...
Like the third one came out, I think, yesterday, or maybe...
I don't know when it was released, but definitely a third one did come out, because I started reading part of it, just not enough to okay, this is what I want to keep doing. But yeah. Was this former Mafia Hitman?
Just say what it's about.
I will say it in my own words. All right, go for it. All right, so yeah, former Hitman guy goes by the name of, what was it, Rory? Rory
Nash.
Rory Nash.
Yeah.
But also known as Triggerman. He was in prison. He gets like he has to fake his death or whatever, but he has to see what's going on because this other hitman guy or this other mob boss guy wants to somebody owes him money or something like that. I'm botching this. Yeah.
Yeah, no, there was
like half a mil or something like that, like 500,000.
Yep.
Yeah. So pretty much he's just like, the huntman for these other two guys. Right.
Yeah.
All right, on that, for me, I think out of the three, this I'm really digging. Is this one a short story too, or is this one?
I don't think so.
All right, good.
Not that I know of.
Good, because this one, character development in this one, I'm digging a lot. And more, like we were discussing earlier, I'm liking this artwork.
Yeah.
At first, I was kind of like, whatever, but now, I'm really digging.
The artwork is great.
The attention to detail. And one of the things I wanted to mention too that I'm really liking.
Like the hands again?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to mention about the knuckles and the detail and stuff like that. Like, I'm like, that is it's so expression. Like, the expression, it's not just the expression in the face, but in the hands. It's really, really good. I like when they show like the people read the newspapers, I try to see if that's like, it's like, I can tell it's like Photoshop masked in or something like that. But I wonder if it's from real events that have happened before, something like that. I noticed
one of them said something about Dillinger, so that's...
yeah.
I mean, he was a real person, at least. I didn't read the rest of it, but yeah.
So, I want to know about his main squeeze, the main girl, and going back to it, that's why I was actually starting to reread it again. What's her name? Lena? Yeah.
Something, yeah.
I'm very curious to know, why is this guy so crazy for her?
Yeah.
And then I'm wondering, holy cow, okay, has she been hooking up with a whole bunch of these guys? Is she
I don't know, because they keep saying, so he got sprung from prison to do, this one more job, and then he's also looking for this girl who...
Yeah.
Former lover, or he just, left because he went to prison? And they keep saying, she was running around with this guy. She was running around with this guy.
Yeah.
But, does that mean running around?
Right.
Or does that mean, she was working for him, selling cigarettes or turning tricks or do whatever?
Whatever, yeah.
So it's...
Because I'm like, man, she might have been touched a couple times.
And you don't know why he's looking for her, too. He never says. All we know is he's looking for her.
Yeah. But, the violence in it, on point. When that dude got shot up in the diner... That cop or whoever,
the hotel detective.
Yeah. One bullet went through. It was like pew. I was like, oh, that can't be it.
And that brings up another thing too. I want to talk about the pacing of the story.
Oh yeah,
it's so good. There's a lot of comics that kind of feel like they're just trying to hurry through the story and get as many events in as possible in 30 pages. But this one, there's whole panels that are just showing you the scene and setting the setting.
The environment sketches on here, the plate, it is awesome. The car designs on here. I mean, but I'm huge into it's in the 1930s, late 30s. Yeah, I love that stuff. Yeah. But I mean, every panel, every detail is just.
And I love how it goes to a new scene. Like I said, it'll kind of if the panel was a camera, it would be every time it goes into a new scene, the camera just kind of pans around. And sees what's going on before the action starts. So you know where you are, you know what the mood is in the room.
Yeah.
And
Like definitely talk about. You were saying like when they hit up the bar, and you were saying like the music notes or something like that.
Yeah. Like in the first scene, there's this cool. Roy goes into a bar looking for this guy to kill. And while he's in there, you can like see like music notes floating around. It's kind of just, you know, like a comic book thing to show that there's music playing, but they're yellow. And then right in the panel, right before he pulls his gun to shoot the guy, they turn red.
Yeah.
And then after everything's calmed down, they go back to yellow.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool little like.
I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Little Easter eggs or something like, hey, if you notice.
Little details,
like,
that make it. And like if you noticed it before, like, because it's on the end of a page, so you don't. He doesn't start shooting until the next page. So if you notice the notes turn red, you know something's about to go down on the next page.
Right. Yeah. So, who else? I mean, all the mob bosses I dig. I mean, it's just everybody's corrupt. I just love that it's not censored. I mean, that one's like frontal nude too.
Yeah.
I still want whatever happened to because I would say I'm like almost halfway in the third. Whatever happened to the redhead chick from that bar? Because he gave her a job to do or something like that.
I think she's probably going to come back into it.
Because I'm curious about her.
Yeah.
Like, something about some random redhead chick that just jumped into another car with a dude that just shot up a bar.
I know.
Like, hey, you seem kind of nice. Let me jump in with you.
Yeah.
That kind of like
interesting characters. I definitely want to see where the story's going.
I think that's the thing that's been selling it for me is that these characters, like, they got weight to it. I really want to invest and learn more.
And after
about
only 2 issues too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of characterization in 2 issues.
Because, I mean, you can sell me with violence for sure, but, like, Roy, I really want to know about Triggerman. And then the other guy's the one that's been, like, helping him bail out and stuff like that. I want to know, like, what's going on with them, too.
Yeah.
And there has to be, I don't know, some backstabbing. There's got to be, like, I'm just curious to know what's going to unfold next.
Yeah.
So,
something's going to happen.
So it always has to. It always has to.
And, I just wanted to go back to the art real quick. It reminds me... I don't know if it's just because they're both like noir works, but the artwork does kind of remind me of Sean Phillips' work in like I was gonna say The Last of Us, the Fade Out.
The Fade Out joint,
Yeah, and like we were talking earlier, what's the guy's name? Michael Zulli. His stuff on Neil Gaiman's The Last Temptation.
Yep.
The line work is very similar. It's that kind of like very delicate lines. A lot of detail, but it still looks like an illustration.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like an architectural rendering or anything.
Yeah.
I mean, the color palette's different, obviously, like you were saying. But yeah, I mean,
I was just saying, like on this one, on the
so much
Triggerman,
detail in the background. It's so good.
Oh, it's so that's like a lot of times. I know it's a technique. Like people, you want to put detail in where you want the viewer to focus in. But this one here, I mean, it's just like detail everywhere. So it's just like, oh, there's like a golden nugget over here. There's another gold. Like, oh man, look at the detail in this car over there.
Too, I think the setting is like a big part of the character.
Yeah.
I mean, like when he's in L.A., you know, or when he first gets into L.A., like that's the illustration of those streets really sets the tone. Like this is like a dirty, grungy place with you know like power lines everywhere, and it just looks like a place you don't want to be.
I would say too, like some of the I'll go in my weird fascination, but like not just the hands, but like sometimes the mouths, the way the artist draws the mouths, it seems very rubbery. Like it doesn't seem. I don't know, some, but it works. It's like it adds to like I guess the panel, or it adds to the mood that I guess the artist is trying to convey or show. I wish I had an example right off the top. I think it was. Remember when they got into the? I think it was the black-owned bar. It was like oh man, it was one of the artists, one of the people at the table there, but the way the mouths were shaped was just completely different than the other characters. I'll have to come, but I was just like, oh man, that is pretty dope that again that the artist is putting that much, you know, detail, like not just to have like you know a different kind of face, but like I don't know, just the mouth expressions and stuff like that. Yeah, there's
a lot of care went into the artwork.
I think that's a better way of putting it. A lot of care went into drawing.
I think like if we're going to compare it to Violent Love, since they're both kind of like noir crime stories, I think both story-wise and art-wise, I think more care went into Triggerman. Like Triggerman starts with what could be a very cliche setup, you know,
definitely
a former hitman gets broken out of prison to do one more job, but then like the characterization and little things make it better, and then the amount of detail in the artwork, and like where like Violent Love seems for right now to be very formulaic, and the artwork is just like quick face, you know.
I just feel like I can see what's to be expected. and with the other two, like it's Mayday and Triggerman. I'm like, hey, what's going to happen next?
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I don't really see. I can guess, I can speculate, but I really don't know. But definitely Triggerman recommended.
Yeah, I agree. Triggerman recommended. So, Violent Love, neither of us recommended.
Nah.
Mayday, I recommended.
I'm still on the fence. I don't know if I can be like, yeah, just go ahead and buy it, check it out.
Yeah, I'd recommend like a couple issues. I wouldn't go whole hog in like I would with Black Monday Murders or.
But you did get me. I didn't know it was going to be like a short story thing, so I'm curious to see. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm learning stuff as we're talking here. So.
And Triggerman. Yeah. Them both recommended.
Anytime, that type of setting, 1930s gangster.
Yeah.
I mean, people just getting shot up, nudity everywhere, and detailed hands. I'm gold. I'm good. I'm all good.
All right, cool. So that was a wedding this week. Thanks, man.
All right.